And we are recording. So first off, if you're here, thank you for being here. If you're not here, thanks for watching it now. I'm assuming you're watching it. If you're hearing me, thank you. So um, we are announcing a few new things. You might have noticed in our Teams chat, if you're a part of it, I added a couple new links. We're going to go over both of those things real quick. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's just do screen. All right, so this is the Teams chat, the content editor Teams chat. Up at the top, so I added one-on-one and submit a request. One-on-one, you're gonna be pretty familiar with. So if you click on that, it's going to open. And this is just those consultations, the one-on-ones that I offer. So I just wanted to put it in a place that was a little easier. So you just select what you want to do, and then you can select a date, and then it'll tell you all of the times that I'm available. There they are. So you can select one, put in your name, your email, and what you want to work on. This is your county. If you are not working in a county, so if you're with ag or whoever, you can just put your program area here. Just gives me an idea of what you need help on. So for any content request, this is going to be the fastest and best way for you to get that handle. And I do not have chat up, so if you are asking a question, I am not going to be able to answer them till the end. So real quick, the other link that I put in here is called Submit a Request. This is completely new. It is a new system that we're doing for any kind of help that you need as far as like support help. So if you have, what's your site name? What's the URL? So what page are you having a problem on? And then describe the problem in as much detail as you can. And then you submit it, and that goes to a board so that our team can look at it and get that done for you as quick as possible. The reason we're creating this is because we're getting a lot of emails where people are needing help, and they're emailing, me, or they'll email Christy, or they'll email whoever. And those emails are getting lost in our inboxes, just like with the influx of what we get. So we wanted to create a system where all of those emails or all of those requests are being worked as quickly as possible. And that is what that form is going to do. You submit that response, it immediately goes to our board, and then the entire team can see it rather than just one person. That way we're making sure if I'm out, Christy can work on it. If someone emailed me, if you're out or if she's out, I can work on it if someone emailed her. That way everything's getting worked as fast as it possibly can. If you email us, I will say, I'm just throwing out a disclaimer, that if you're sending an email to Christy or I or anyone for that matter, we are still going to have to submit a ticket, like submit a request on your behalf. That way, when there's someone that can work on it, they can work on it. So the quickest thing is going to be to just submit a request directly to that board rather than emailing us, because we'll get to it as quickly as we can. It's going to be quicker to submit a request because there's people, like, we watch that and monitor it throughout. Okay, so those are the two main big things, and I got those out early, and I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see if there are any chats. So are there any questions about those two things? So one, that is not new. You guys have always had, or you've had access to one-on-ones with me for almost the whole time I've been here. So it's just making that easier. But the submit a request, that is going to be a big change, and I fully know there's going to be some grace to that. I just wanted to get that in front of you. But does anyone have any questions about what kind of request you might send or anything like that? Put it in the chat. I think you can unmute yourself. All right. Well, cool. I'm not seeing anything. I'm just going to go ahead and give an example. So some people, they'll ask if we can help them, I would say like you can submit a content request, but it's mostly if there is, my news feed doesn't look right. That would be something you would submit there so that someone can go look at your news feed and get that figured out. If you can't remember how to post a job, that would be something you would submit there and we could get you that resource. Those are the type of requests that you'll submit. Again, that is going to be quicker than emailing us just because, we get a lot of emails and a lot of things stack up, and that will have multiple eyes on it. The last chance for questions before I move on to the next thing. All right. So we had our in-person content editor training last month. I had a great time. I hope they had a great time. Ooh, that was loud. I hope they had a great time, the people that were able to attend. But with that, we really talked about the different resources that you guys have, and some of the things that aren't really being utilized to the best and how we could kind of like bring us together. So as content editors, there are content editors across, the state. There are a lot of us. And in the Teams channel, that's kind of the main thing that I wanted to bring up is that we're not really posting in there. So like you guys are a community. If you have a question, post it in there. And if I can't get to it, Christy can't get to it, maybe someone else can jump in. But I just want to like stress that it shouldn't be a scary place to post in that group chat. It's to build a community and, have the help there. But part of that, I am going to start having like 30-minute, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to have like 30-minute coffee talks. That's what I'm calling them, just coffee talk with me. They're not necessarily going to be like, you can obviously bring a question if you have it, but it's more like 30 minutes for us to just kind of like interact a little. I will post them in the Teams channel like with a week prior to it. I'll say, here's a link to next week's coffee talk. But it's just a way for us to go. If no one comes, that's fine. I'm going to be enjoying my coffee no matter what. But I just thought it'd be a cool way for us to interact more. I don't get to really interact with you guys as much as I would like to. And you guys don't really get to interact with each other very often either. So I thought it'd be a nice way to start doing that. Obviously, it's not a required thing, nothing like that. It's just, a 30-minute, let's chat a little, catch up, see what everyone's up to. If you have a question, obviously you can ask it there and I'm happy to answer them. The So whether that's bi-weekly or monthly or what that looks like, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I will post in the Teams channel like a little poll after this, where you can vote on how often you want to see those, or if you don't want to see them at all, that's fine too. But yeah, that is all of the bigger announcements. This is your final chance to ask any questions you might have. I'm gonna give you guys like a good 30 seconds to a minute. Well, I'm not seeing anything in the chat. I'm not hearing anything unless someone is talking and I just don't know it, which is possible. So I'm going to stop recording